Well, hello, good looking. We haven't seen you in a long time. How you been? I'm sorry, I can't anymore. It's Harley. It's Harley. It's Harley.
Oh dear God, that went on way longer than I thought it would.
It's Harley, and I like. I want to say I was about to say I'm clutching my pearls, but all I thought of was a pearl necklace, and that's not appropriate for that type of situation and that persona. So I apologize. Um, I apologize for maybe we should restart. No? Okay.
No.
Well,
Let it roll.
listen, ladies and gentlemen, majority rules. Harley got outvoted. Rain and Raven put their foot down, and I don't feel like being enough of a brat to argue. So, all right. So,
Holy shit.
yeah, no. Right now,
Okay, let's do the intro. Let's do the intro. We'll get into it.
yeah. All right. Okay. All right. My bad. Raven taking a drink right now is probably not the thing that you could do. And
I'm good.
Rain's showing you exactly what's going to happen if you do. Okay, that's what the call was. Okay, anyway, all right, ladies and gents, we are, I'm not doing it. Ladies and gents, we are back for like the 12th time of trying to get this shit started. We're back. In case you didn't know who we were or you forgot because it's just been plumb too long. This is Harley. Hi. And these are my co-hosts, ladies.
Hi, I'm Rain.
Yeah.
Missed you.
We did. We all missed you super much. This episode, all right. So this episode, we're the moms of chaos, and I believe it was Raven who said it perfectly. I don't do things half-ass. I go whole ass. We go whole ass in this household. All right. So we are jumping in, and this is honestly probably the closest thing you're going to get to an explanation of where the hell we've been. We're going to be talking about coming out of a mental fuckery, pitfall, bottom out, plummet, just god awful. Okay. We're going to be talking about it. So quick forewarning, things might get a little heavy. We are again focusing on coming out and getting back on track, but the reason for having to get back on track is might be a little triggering. So if that's the case, we completely understand. But keep in mind, we're the moms of chaos. We're gonna make this shit funny and quirky because our inappropriate comments and dark humor make life just all the better.
We don't know how to stop.
No,
Please help.
no,
don't help.
no.
I enjoy this too much.
We don't need help. You need help if you have a hard time taking it because, sweetheart, that means you're a fairy princess, poof, and you need to go sit down in a bubble. I'm sorry, was that
kind of a
offensive?
masochist at times, so that's not the case.
We're gonna go ahead and just skate right by that one. Mainly because right now my brain is not defining in some of those words, and I don't want to get into that. That's not the topic of this discussion. That is not. That's right, ladies and gents. If you're watching,
We might
YouTube,
discuss BDSM later.
If you're watching YouTube, Harley is in business mode. I just straightened my glasses like a big nerd.
Resident business.
Because it was funny. Sorry. All right. So yeah, coming out of a depression spiral. Because that's what it is. I think we've all been there, whether you have a formal diagnosis of depression or any sort of other mental health struggle, battle. Let's call it what it is. It's a battle. It's not a struggle. It's a battle because it's a fight. Okay.
It's a fucking fight.
And that
bitch does not fight fair.
No, it's a nonstop fight. Cover your balls, tuck them, suck them up. I don't know what you got to do, but get them covered because you got to protect the giblets. Anyway, yeah, my bad. I'm on like, I'm gonna try to dial it down for you, but I just miss you guys so much.
She's gonna try to dial it down, but her trying to dial it down ends up her going harder.
It'll last for a minute.
Yeah,
but depression. The depression monsters is, if anybody listens to Shinedown, I cannot remember the name of the song.
Monsters.
Is it Monsters?
My monsters are real.
Yeah, and they don't stop.
Yeah. So if whether you have a formal diagnosis or you just, I think everybody's gone through a less than
Bad time.
positive.
Everybody goes through periods where something sucks and it gets you down.
Yeah, and you know, and sometimes it's a little bit of a struggle to get out of that downward spiral, or to if it's no longer a spiral and you're just sitting at the bottom of the freaking cavern going, I don't know how to get out, I can't even see the light. Listen, we've been there, we understand it, we've talked about it. We're going to talk to you and basically just say, listen, this is what we've done. These are our practices. These are our approaches to get us back on track. So tune in, stay.
If it works for you, we're totally happy. And if it doesn't, maybe it inspires you to find a way that works for you.
Right. And I
or
mean,
you could use this as an example of what not to do.
That's
Exactly.
also works.
It's mental health, and dealing with mental health is not a one size fits all. So do not think that because,
No.
the Moms of Chaos said this is gonna, this works great for them, that doesn't mean it's gonna work great for you. We are
Nope.
not MDs. You don't want us to be doctors. Though that may be funny.
I would not mind practicing with chloroform and cocaine.
I
Not
you
going
got
that
ghosts
far
in your
back.
blood. You used to do cocaine about it.
I have never wished so bad to be able to snap a latex glove on my hand as I did in that moment when she said, you don't want us to be doctors. And you better watch out because Rain likes to get the stiletto claws when she gets her nails done.
Oh,
so
she
you
likes to
fuck
smack
around
your
and
ass.
You're still stuck on that.
Nip a
It
couple
hurt.
things.
Well, I mean, shit, you were going right up in front of me.
I wish
it was
it
right
hurt enough
there.
to knock some pounds off my ass, but no, it's just enough to scar me. I have trauma.
Okay, so therefore, what you need to do is work out, do squats, and make it where there's a quarter bouncing off your ass instead of hurting so much.
I'm sorry. Are we talking about smacking ass?
Of course.
Don't we always?
Then we need to tell this story. Rain was inside of a UPS store trying to return some computer equipment for a
to my previous employer.
And she had gone in ahead of time, and I think I saw like a Baskin Robbins next door, and I was like, ooh, ice cream. I'm gonna go in and see if she wants something. So I walked in, her back is to the door, and dude behind the counter sees me come in, and he's like finishing up whatever his task, and he's ready to come over and help. And I just walk up, don't say shit, and I just smack the hell out of Rain's ass. And she turned around, what the fuck? And she started laughing. I started laughing. She started laughing.
Guys there oh my God.
The guy behind the counter
was probably traumatized them.
The guy behind the counter was like,
wind up before you did it?
Basically, I got like a running head start. And
from the door.
Yeah. And the dude behind the counter was like, yo, I thought I thought you were strangers, and I was gonna offer to call the cops. Like, he thought he was gonna have to break up a fight. Like, it was fucking hysterical. Oh, it was glorious. So this is why we're not allowed in public places.
But we still go, and they have to deal with it anyway.
Oh yeah, dude. There were some folks in Dollar Tree that did not appreciate my language, and you know what? I don't fucking care.
Well, there were a handful of other patrons at the home goods store that Joker and I were at that I'm sure found my commentary on pretty much everything that I passed in the aisle to be quite unnerving.
Inappropriate.
Because more than once I was looking for a big print to go hang on the over the
Everybody's looking for a big
headboard
something
of our bedroom, and the number of animal prints was quite alarming. And at first I just kind of hinted, like, I don't want a horse hanging in our bedroom. not into that, not my style, not my cup of tea. And after about the 12th fucking animal print, I was like, okay, I don't know how many times I need to say this, but I'm not into bestiality and I'm pretty sure it's illegal. Can we stop with this shit already? And Joker was like, sweet baby Jesus. I was like, you're the one who told me that I can go and look for a print to go in the
That's
bedroom.
funny.
This is your fault.
Dar would have had the same reaction. You'd have been like, Raven, shut up.
Right?
I'd have been like, oh, now I got to be louder.
You married me. What the fuck did you think was going to happen?
Right.
You thought this is
You
going to go
think after
away?
20 years you'd know what you had gotten yourself into.
You think
and if
you
not,
think.
then
you think consistent Dickens gonna make me not want to be like this? Are you fucking stupid? You clearly don't know how to fucking reward good behavior.
I can
if that's the case.
pretend if it makes the Dickon continue. Because
Just don't follow me when I go out with my friends.
If I've had dairy, don't follow me ever. But
Oh,
No.
as I go to sip my dairy filled Starbucks, that, you know what, that might, never mind. That was an off record conversation. We're not going to bring that up. So coming out of a
That
depression
everything goes
spiral,
back to poo.
I don't want to
depression
talk.
sucks.
I was
I like
talking
it.
about never mind. Depression.
Huh.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna bring the listeners in. I was talking about, comparing my asshole to the Cave of the Winds in Niagara Falls. That I didn't want to open it because it's because that's not a public attraction that the world is ready for.
I suggested that we could, make a little staircase leading up to it, and she did not go for that.
No. Let's give the full detail, okay? Raven said that we could do
I said a staircase for ants because it's
ants.
what is this? A staircase for ants?
And
Not for little ants. It's just tiny.
And I said, I don't go any smaller than gerbils. So,
and I said she's no longer allowed in pet stores.
And then that led into the conversation of me explaining why Joker was like, I'm not taking you out in public today, because yeah, apparently my smartass commentary is making up for lost time. All right, so depression does suck. Whether it's an ongoing struggle battle that you deal with, or if you just had a low period in your life, it sucks. And sometimes it's harder for others. Sometimes it's harder for others than it might be for yourself to pull your way out of it. And that
pull your fucking head out.
And that's that, and I'm one of the people that it's hella hard. Like if I nosedive again, I don't half-ass anything.
Carly doesn't half-ass anything.
If she nosedives and it gets really bad, we have to call in the big guns. By the way, the big guns is Captain.
Yeah, and I got a couple of phone calls from Captain over our absence, if that gives you any indication of how things were. So first and foremost, I'm going to tell you what I did, what I am doing. Let me say that, because
because it's not a one and done.
No, I'll be completely upfront and honest. As I was making my way up out of the just pits of hell,
the pits of despair.
Yeah. Wait, you gotta do the right. You gotta do that cough. And you gotta go on, ladies and gents. You gotta go on YouTube. You gotta go on YouTube. Anyway, all right. As I was pulling myself out of the pits of despair, number one, I was like, okay, I was on a downward trajectory for a while, and I didn't realize it. And unfortunately, I did not realize that the trajectory that I was on until I was so far down the path that it's like when you take a wrong turn and you take so many other wrong turns that at that point you're completely lost. That's where I was. Okay.
Were you sitting
And
on the couch in hell?
so, no, I was laying in my, what did Gremlin 3 call it? My, pit of, I was laying in my cocoon
Sadness.
cocoon of sadness. That was what she said when she found out unicorns weren't real. Or that's what she said when she found out that Google told her unicorns weren't real. Anyway, whatever. No, so the first thing I did was, once I like realized and acknowledged I'm in a really dark place. Number one, I reached out. I reached out to my village, my tribe, i.e. Rain and Raven. And I was like, I'm gonna be honest, this is where I'm at. And shortly after was the first call from Captain. And Captain and I have a really good friendship.
Unique.
And I'm his second Giner in command.
Or
And
when she messes up, demand.
yeah, that's right. I'm also in demand. You gotta book that shit 6 months out in advance, if you're lucky. If there's a clearance sale going on, you're looking at 18 months. Sorry. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. Sweet Jesus.
You put your Giner on clearance sale? Bitch, no. That thing is no.
No, you're
It's
worth,
more than
bitch.
that.
That's okay. That's why you have to book it out 18 months in advance, and we don't announce clearance sale. You know what? I'm not talking about my Giner's business strategy with you two. All right, that's my own enterprise.
Oh my god! Can we title this episode "My Giner's Business Strategy"?
I know you said it to be funny,
Y'all
but I'm
hell's gonna
actually
kill me.
considering it. I'm actually considering it.
Yes.
Um,
I'm okay with this. I am okay with this.
no,
Okay,
because
continue on.
you gotta. Never mind. Anyway,
Okay, anyway,
okay.
back to
So
the
I
topic at hand.
I reached out.
It's
Okay,
weird.
I reached out, and I'm about to disconnect and cut this shit short. And you guys can fuck off. And I'm gonna go take a Harley solo tour. I'm gonna be Beyonce. You bitches are gonna be
Y'all,
left.
if I go missing, it's Harley's fault. Send the cops to her.
You're lucky if they can
What she
find
said.
you or me. Oh shit!
Do I
I
get
gotta
a dick
erase
in
that from the
before?
audio. Fuck! They're gonna find me now. No. I reached out for help, and after talking to my village, my tribe, I was just blatantly aware of the fact that I needed professional help. And so I reached out to my therapist, because psychiatry is there for meds management. And if you're in a crisis, i.e., you are an imminent danger to yourself or to others, then you can go to a crisis center. I didn't feel that I was at that point personally. So I did not take that route. So I reached out to my therapist, and I was able to not only schedule an appointment as early as possible online, but I also use the site Talkspace. That's where I have my therapist through. And that platform actually offers a text session where you can send a text message to your therapist, and they're able, it's just like a text conversation, and they're able to respond very, very quickly. And so I took the initiative, and I scheduled the soonest appointment that I found online, and then I reached out to my therapist, and I was like, listen, this is where I'm at. This is what's going on. This is how I feel. And I just laid it all bare. And she's wonderful. She shuffled things around and was able to see me 2 days later instead of a week later. And there were there were a lot of outside factors, a lot of outside there were a lot of external things happening around me, but I didn't have the strength, the energy, or the mental capacity to focus on those external factors and focus on myself. And that was compounding things. And my therapist was like, listen, I know that these external things are important, and yes, they do, you know, they do need time, attention, and effort, but your primary focus needs to be internal because of where you are at. And I was like, got it. Good. Okay. And sorry, I had a little space heater on my toes and I got cold, or I got hot.
I thought you were grabbing the phone out of your giner again.
Shh. This just needs to be my giner. That's what this call needs to be. Because we're talking about.
So there's a Bowling for Soup song called My Weena, and he's talking about his girlfriend named Weena, but everything he says is wiener. Like, my Weena likes to snuggle up at night when she's cold. She likes to be held tight. Same deal with your giner.
And how this got started in this whole freaking giner thing is Captain and Harley have a unique relationship because they are best friends. And as she says, he's her male best friend, and that's just how it is. And it's whatever. I'm like, you guys are fucking weird. Do your thing. Keep talking in sounds. But I was leaving or something, and she said, she popped off with, yep, second giner in the commands here. And then I was leaving to take Gremlin 3 somewhere, and she did not think and had a massive freaking typo with her speaking and said second giner in demand. And now it's probably never going away, ever.
Okay, I got the second syllable right. It was just the first syllable that was wrong. Yes, that is how the giner story. That's the giner story. That's the birds and the bees, ladies and gents. Anyway, yeah, reach out for help. Mental health. That's what we're talking about. And my giner is just a side thought. But it's really the main chorus. Giggity. All right, I'm sorry.
Giggity.
I'm done.
Okay, so reaching out for help is honestly the hardest thing.
That is the hardest fucking step to take.
But that's the hardest step to knowingly take. A hard step to take, and this is for anybody. And if anybody's like, no, I don't do that, you're fucking lying. Because at some point you do not take good nudges and, hey, are you okay? Hey, this is what's fucking going on. What the fuck? And I have a perfect example of this because mental fuckery is so fun. And Raven heard this story earlier today because we had brunch.
I got pancakes.
I got French toast.
I had pumpkin bread from Starbucks.
My mental fuckery is weird. So I have depression and anxiety. And ADHD, like a motherfucker. But there are times that my depression and anxiety will tell me that I'm doing something or that something was said or something. And that's not what happened.
No,
so for about 2 weeks now.
It contorts it.
For about 2 weeks now, I've been feeling kind of like shit. I've had a lot of migraines. And I've been fucking pissy as hell. Well, I got
she calls me in the mornings on her way to work, which is kind of like my help me wake up thing.
It's her rain alarm.
Yeah, it is. And usually there's some mantra of, did you take your meds, from both of us? And she's been really pissy lately. I don't like it.
And So how I know that I have not taken my meds in a while until recently is because I got my refills because I met with my doctor. When I get refills, because there's going to be times that you miss a day or two, or if you get it early or what have you, you should have a little bit left in the bottle. So I put what's in the old bottle into the new bottle. Well, my happy pill, as Harley likes to call it, I couldn't do that. So, yeah, it's been at least 2 weeks that I have been off my meds, and anger was real. I was justified in my anger to a point, but yeah, it's bad. But you have one thing to do, and this is one thing that I try to do, is find a way to have a checks and balances for yourself. So doing that with the pill bottle, yeah, it may not work out the way you want it to because it's not every day, but now I know what the hell's been going on with me.
So I uh, I have this mental grudge on daily medications. I don't know why. I can't explain it. It's like I feel like I just picture, like, forgive me to anybody who like, legit forgive me if this actually offends or upsets anybody, but I just picture, like, the elderly person who has, like, it's just a 1 week
25 daily
pill
pills.
organizer, but there's like 6 freaking compartments for Monday, and you're like, what the fuck? And there's multiples in it. I just, like, I in my head, I'm like, I already have a fucking pill collection. What the fuck? Right? Because I'm
Yeah.
like, I might be a little, like, I might be physically in my 30s, but mentally, no, mentally, whatever. Anyway,
Dude,
we're not
mentally,
going
I'm
to go
still
down that
like
rabbit hole.
25. It's weird.
But so I begrudgingly take my medication. But I have learned the hard way, which is how I typically learn most things. What
Sometimes
happens
multiple
Same.
times.
when I don't take my medications. And it's
Dude.
not just medication for my mental health. I have other health concerns that do require regular medication, and it's bad juju if I go off my meds.
Dude,
And
I had the same attitude as you when I first got diagnosed and first started taking antidepressants. I was like, this fucking sucks. Why do
yeah,
I have to do this every fucking day? And then I got put on my viral pills, and I'm like, none of this is doing shit. So I just stopped taking them. And then I realized why I need my fibro pills and my antidepressants. And so now I take them daily along with some other, like, I take my progesterone daily without a bitch. I take,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh no.
bring it
After,
on.
like,
I'll do it.
it's it, all right. So I end up going, basically I go into a manic episode. It's the best way to put it, because that's actually what it is. I go into a manic episode, and I do not, I honestly do not have the words to accurately articulate how much I despise the feeling of being in a manic episode. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's awful. Okay. There are some people who power through it without medication because they have the coping skills. God bless you, because I don't. Okay. And when I go into a manic episode, it is god awful. All right. So I learned that
Think of a 4-year-old at a candy store on a sugar high already.
so what I basically got a pill organizer for dummies. I have it's 32. There's 32 compartments. There's an extra compartment. So they're numbered 1 through 31. And then the 32 has a little smiley face because it's an extra. And
because sometimes you lose them.
There's 2 compartments. There's an AM and a PM. And that just happens to coincide with how I have to take my medication. I have meds that I take in the morning, and I have meds that I take before bed. And I use that pill caddy calendar to track myself and hold myself accountable, because being in a manic episode sucks. The implications of not taking my other medication, it's more than having a shitty feeling. And I don't want to put myself through that. I really don't want to put my family through that, because it's bad if I don't. So I got that. And then I honestly, like, yes, I don't like taking daily pills. That's just it's just a mental pet peeve, for lack of a better word. But my disdain for the consequences of not taking my medication far outweigh my disdain for the pills. But yeah, so medication maintenance is a key component to
super
regular
important
routine for just maintaining normal health strategies. And but it's definitely a huge component with mental health as well.
Yeah.
I hate schedules. However, I hate schedules. Routine is needed to manage ADHD.
You're constantly making schedules.
Yes, I am, because it works. But it doesn't mean I like it.
No, I've been in a funk for a while, and it's not that bad, but like I'll find myself, because I work from home now, which is fucking wonderful. Thank you so much. Oh my god, I love it. Please don't take it away. So I have my work computers on the other side of this particular desk.
And yes, she said computers.
Yeah, work computers. And on this desk, I have my laptop and my diamond paintings. And so I've found myself a couple times. No, I can go anytime I want. No, I found myself looking at my diamond paintings and going, I don't even know where to start. And that's not like me. I fucking love these things. They're stupidly addictive. You can tell by my face that I've been stressed out and in a funk, because once I got into perimenopause, my skin starts to scar darkly no matter what. So I've had 2 cold sores in a month and 2 fucking period zits from hell, even though Pancho is, dead and buried, and he's got the gravestone. And so yeah, you can tell on my face that shit has not been great. And part of it is, internal, because depression does go in cycles, and they're not always regular. You can't always fucking predict these bastards. If you could, this would be so much easier to handle. But there's also been a couple of external things that have helped push me into this, and I don't want to really go into the details of that because it's not mine to tell, but it was bad, and I'm not a crier, but it pushed me to that point. And so I've had to basically force myself. So I'm Gen X. I was raised by boomers. Well, raised. My parents are boomers, and their whole mantra for everything is walk it off, rub some dirt on it, pick yourself up by your bootstraps. And I tried to do all of this. I see my therapist once every couple weeks. I tried really hard to just fucking power through. Come on, Raven, you can do this. Well, you can't always. And so you have to come up with coping skills. And let me just explain that doom scrolling social media, not a good coping skill, especially if you're in a funk. Shopping gives you, endorphins and oxytocin, not good for your wallet or the space in your house.
Or the pile of diamond paintings
has been ass, because it's yesterday I was gonna work on the garden, and the weather said, ha ha ha, fuck you, you're gonna have 80-mile-an-hour winds, or whatever the fuck it was. It was
It
brutal
was
and god awful.
whistling. It
It
like
was
the
moving
wind
my
was
car
talking.
on the road. One of our gates is broken, and Dar has it MacGyvered together so that the dogs can't get out, and it blew the gate open, and it's just banging, 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 banging. The wind was shit and ass. So yeah, that got me down a little bit. But these two, and Harley, I didn't tell you what was going on because I didn't want to add to what you were dealing with, but I will happily tell you later. So Ring was there for me, and I think just talking to somebody about it started turning the wheels, started making me realize that I actually can do some things to help myself get the fuck out of my own head and start turning things around and actually start working on that external thing too. So I got a gym membership and I start on April 1st, and I'm so fucking excited to go back to the gym. I know that sounds really weird. But I found a gym that is totally fucking me. Totally me. It's got this like great neighborhood feel to it. Like everybody knows everybody, but they leave you alone while you're working out. And I'm like, that is that right there. That's what I fucking need. And the gym manager is, I gave her one of our cards because that's how she was.
I don't. Nope.
Yeah,
I
Harley
don't.
doesn't gym, and if you have not heard her gym rant, you need to go back a couple episodes and listen because it's hilarious, and
It's
there's no way
fucking
she can
hilarious.
recreate it.
I do
But
not.
And we
I
don't
don't
need it
want.
again.
I don't want
no,
my gym to be like Cheers. I don't want everybody to know my name because I don't want you to be able to identify me in a lineup because after a workout, I might commit homicide because I am not happy. Oh, it releases endorphins. No, it makes me want to go to bed. Get the fuck out of my way. Why are you stopped at a green light?
Harley's
Jesus
not big
Christ,
on
no.
exercise, and that's okay. We're not going to force her. We might, gently nudge her every now and again to get outside and walk and get some sunshine and touch some grass, but she's not a gym person, and that's okay. I fucking love lifting, and I
So
cannot wait
what
to
we
get
do
back.
for Harley is we make her go shopping at an outdoor mall, so she's getting that shopping addiction fed
and walking.
and walking and sun. But no, the gym membership. Sorry, continue on.
Oh yeah, so I'm actually starting to look forward to things again, which that tells me that I was definitely in a funk and I fucking hate depression. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate that it's genetic and that I passed it on. I fucking hate that.
Parent guilt is a real thing with mental fuckery too.
Jesus, it sucks. Because I'm pretty sure that Apprentice 2 has another condition. We're on a wait list to get that, what's the word I'm looking for? Evaluated.
Assessed.
That's the word I want. Holy fucking shit.
Evaluated, assessed. Whatever.
I feel guilty about that one too, because research has shown us that one's fucking genetic. And I'm like, great. Did I give that to my kid? Great. Fantastic. Why do we not get to pick and choose what we give to our kids?
Raven,
because eugenics is illegal.
This is definitely an off camera conversation, but I got some word for you.
Okay.
But I all right. So when I saw my therapist, she helped me strategize, because listen, when you are really truly in the depths and despair that is depression, any task, and I do mean any task, shuffling my position in the bed because I'm uncomfortable is like, here we go. I wish that without having to experience it yourself, that people would understand
just that
how monumental the simplest task can be when you're in the depths of depression. But part of the process of getting out of that depression is usually, usually, again, we're not MDs, okay? We're not doctors. I would love to snap a latex glove any day for you, but I am not an MD, okay? But
you might want to worry about where she wants to put that glove, but
I digress.
it's dealer's choice, really. So I got Vaseline. We're good. All right. Sorry. Whoa.
I got nipples.
Whoa, Nilly. So what the best the way to get out, to help get out of a depression spiral and start the baby step, seemingly endless task of getting out and getting back to normal, is to break the routine. Because typically you'll find yourself when you are in depression, whether you're spiraling or you're just plummeting at the depths, which never, please, for the love of God, never dare the universe to say, think, how can things possibly get worse? Because it will happen.
Oh, it'll find a fucking way.
It will happen. This is not superstition. This is my life, ladies and gentlemen, my life.
Words have power. So words have power, and I say that as just a person, and I say that as someone who practices the spirituality that I practice. Words have power.
Yeah, no, and it's true. You can. There's. I think that's I think that's tied into a lot of different belief systems, because in Christianity it says that that your tongue can speak life or death into someone, i.e., words have power. So yeah, it's true. But in any event, what you can do is you want to break the habit that you are in, because when you're in depression, you get into a cycle of maybe if you're lucky, you're fulfilling your obligations, but more than likely
That's what I was doing. I was forcing myself to go through the motions because my kid needs to eat and I worry about their nutrition, and
right.
I have to work because I worry about my paycheck. So I was forcing myself to go through the motions.
Yeah, but
I wasn't myself.
No, you're half-assing it. You're half-assing it. Like, truly,
Yeah.
that is when you will find that you are half-assing it. You might be giving it your all and not knowingly half-assing it, but you're half-assing it. You're skating by.
So another thing that kind of was a telltale sign, because there was stuff going on, and I picked up on it because we talk every fucking day. But Raven was trying to pick fights with me. She was pushing on things that we don't agree on. Like, she'd point out something, it would be an actual thing, but she'd keep pushing until I kind of snapped back and I'm like, okay, I'm home. Go make dinner for your family. And it wasn't an everyday thing, but it was like these little things. And judging by her face, she's trying to remember some of them.
Yeah.
You
didn't realize. Was I doing that to Dar too? Holy shit.
I don't know. But I knew something was going on with you. I knew that there was something you were dealing with. So I'm not going to make it worse, especially when you're already looking for a fight, even if you don't realize you're looking for a fight. And I'm not there to do that. I'm not trying to upset you. So I apologize.
No. You're fine.
But no, because we say 1,000 times, we do not agree on everything. We don't agree on everything politically. We don't agree on everything how we parent. We don't agree on everything, our media consumption. We don't agree on everything.
Wouldn't life be boring if we did?
Right? So there are things that we are fundamentally different on and have different viewpoints on, which is fine. But we always respect each other for them. And pushing even slightly was out of character. And I was like, okay, something's going on. But I also have had some chaos that I'm not going into. And when everything came to a head for Raven, we had actually, so Harley, I'm sorry, don't peel back layers of onion here. We had actually tried to come back a little bit ago. And Harley got off the, shut up, Hex, I'm talking. Harley got off the call, and I could tell that there was still something that you know, because we normally are like, okay, talk to you tomorrow, whatever. And she started crying. She's like, I need you guys to stop going through it because I need a turn. And let everything go. And I went into, okay, we can't fix this overnight.
No.
Here are the upsides. And I started bright-siding it. And I think it was the second question I asked, because the first question I asked had to do with the situation, and verifying things with that situation. The next question I asked is, when is the next time you see your therapist?
Mm-hmm.
And luckily, it was 2 days away. I was like, all right. And I checked in with her. So I check in with her twice a day anyway, at minimum. But I checked in with her.
We get bored when we're driving.
Right?
It's so boring. Even if I'm jamming out, I'm like, this is really good. Oh, I need to talk to Raven about this.
Fucking talk about. I'm like,
we normally end up talking about crafts when there's not shit going on.
Yeah.
I just talk shit about other drivers, and I have someone to listen to it,
which is hilarious.
Oh yeah, and then gets mad at us when we're having, you know, side conversations about shopping on Temu. Sorry, that happened today. But I probably messaged at random, and it probably didn't seem like I was checking in, but I messaged at random throughout my workday until I knew she was seeing her therapist.
Mm-hmm. And she was,
and I wasn't trying to be like, oh my god, are you okay? Okay, poof, what do you need? Poof, what do you need? No, it was literally just, you have to check in, and some people just respond well to that, and some people can't deal with that because it's a reminder of there's some shit going on.
No, that's not the case for me. It's because my brain is going to constantly remind myself. It's wonderful like that. But if I think somebody is checking in on me or treating me with kid gloves or something like that, then it puts my back up against a wall and the fighter comes out. And I'm 5'0", and I love my nails and my bougie cowboy boots. So I don't understand why I'm a fighter. I really don't get it. But
you're the oldest of 8.
7. 8.5, I guess. Or 7.5. Yeah, maybe that's it. I don't fucking know.
No. And what works for one doesn't work for everybody. So that's not the approach I could take with Harley.
No.
Yeah.
I'd send funny reels. And
sometimes I'll watch them, and sometimes I just mark them as red.
And so we actually had to put a mandate down. And this is one of the reasons having a tribe or a community is a big deal.
That's not
we
a
put
secret.
A mandate down.
Y'all know the when I like, y'all can see when I've read messages, but I don't respond.
No, that's not what I was saying. What I was saying is what we made a mandate of, because going through it, what we made a mandate of is, okay, every couple of days we need a sign of life. Send a meme, send a fuck you, we don't care, but we need to know that you're still breathing, because otherwise I'm going to get captain. You have it. It's like, she didn't know what the timeline was. She had X amount of time. If she did not send something, I was sticking captain on her. And for that, he's not, he does, you better let her know, because I'm having to deal with this bullshit, and she's freaking out, and she goes to fucking mom mode, and she can't drive down the fucking street because you're 3 hours away. You're making my life crazy, woman.
Rain really loves taking care of people and fixing things, and it makes her absolutely insane when she can't. But yes, so this is the first instance where our group has had to face something like this, so that's why the mandate just now got laid down. But I can guarantee you, it's going to happen again to me or to Rain, and Harley's going to be like, listen, bitches,
You made me do it, fuckers.
Uh-huh. Exactly. She would do it out of spite.
The beauty is in case you're new, Raven and Rain have the patience of a fucking saint compared to me. So
I do have more patience than the two of you most of the time.
So
most of the time.
There will be no, oh, I'll give you a couple. No. I'll give you until
there
I'm
will
done.
Be a reckoning.
I'll give you until the time I'm done going pee to text back to me, and if you don't, hell hath no fury.
Mm-hmm.
But
Harley's not spiteful or vengeful at all.
That's not spiteful or vengeful. That is honestly me getting my anxiety freaking spiking through the roof and being like, I need an answer. I need to know. I don't care if you respond with a picture of gnarly pubes stuck to the lid of a public toilet. At least I know that you're sending me something. That's fine.
Okay, I need a picture of a dark beard hair in a urinal, and then I'll just send that.
Because that looks like a fucking pube.
I see you made your way to Walmart and had to use the facilities, and there was a racetrack going on. Apologies. Glad to know you're alive. Anyway,
or you know what she did to Captain and sent a still of Mike Tyson's ass from the fight.
Yeah,
I did.
She sent that to Captain before she sent it to the fucking group.
I did. I did. And then I found a version of it made of gingerbread man, and I sent that too, just to have a reminder. But
my unsolicited. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say breaking the habit, breaking the routine is what is breaking the routine is basically what it boiled down to for me, from my therapist. And for me, breaking the routine meant leaving my safety cocoon, i.e. my house, because I work from home. And I am fortunate enough that Joker works outside the house some days during the week. And so, hey, babe, I need a pack of smokes. Can you grab them on the way home? All right, Harley. Quit smoking so much. Thanks. Love you. Like, and so if I'm really struggling, I probably haven't left my house for a little bit. And so my therapist is like, leave the house. She goes, you don't have to go anywhere crazy. You don't even have to leave for a long time. Get out of the house and walk down the street and walk back. Just a quick 2 or 3 minute walk just to get out of the house. And while you're out of the house, if you happen to encounter somebody, that is a ringtone that did not come from me. If you happen to encounter somebody, practice smile therapy. So usually,
dude, it is so weird how that works.
Usually when you're unless you are just, you know what? Fuck you if you get offended by this. Unless you are just a raging cunt on wheels, you do not look at somebody because you're in a shitty ass mood and give them the nastiest fucking mean eye, side eye that you can because you're in a bad mood. If you see somebody walking down the street and you happen to make that weird eye contact, like, ooh, stranger danger, you usually do at least like a, please don't kill me smile, right? Do the do not kill me smile.
Have a good day now.
Mm-hmm.
Do the do not kill me smile. It's smile therapy. And
do y'all want to know some science?
What it's called.
After she's done?
That's it. That's what I did.
Okay.
And I was not able to do what my therapist said, and that was commit to doing that daily, because that seemed like another monumental task. But I made it an effort to do it as often as I could. More than once and that was it. Okay, and I found reasons to leave the house. Like me and Joker needed something. I don't even remember what it was. I think we needed to go to Walmart or something. Like we needed to go buy, I don't know, a pull string for a light. It was something completely random. And I was like, you know what? I'll go with you. I'll go with you. It Number one, it'll get me out of the house, right? Which is a little goal I need to accomplish. I need to get out of the house because apparently being in my cocoon of depth of despair is not okay. And but
it's also stinky.
It also gave it well that's it gave me a reason to it gave me time to do one-on-one time with Joker outside of the house. And it might seem stupid, it might seem silly, but we went shopping for furniture and we made a date of it. We spent time at a couple of stores, and then we were like, you know what? We're gonna keep this going. And we went and had dinner, just the two of us. And it was so simple, and getting over the hurdle of actually doing the task. Once I was out, I was good. Okay, so it's literally just that little first, like, boop, take a little step, just step over the curb, and it's smooth sailing, and that's what it was.
So before Rain gets into her scientific explanation, my unsolicited, unmedical knowledge advice: if you find yourself in a slump or a downward spiral, or if somebody points it out, the first thing that helped me, that I think could help other people, is reach out, talk to somebody. I don't care if it's your partner or your mom or a friend or your therapist or your dog. I don't care. Not your kid though. Just don't put that on them, because we should be better to our kids. But yeah, reach out and talk to somebody. Hell, you can reach out and talk to us. We got a website where you can leave a comment as long as your arm. Fucking go for it.
Yep.
And we will see it. We will. It may take us a little bit to respond, but we will respond within 24 hours.
We will.
Sorry, my dogs think it's time to play, but
yeah, I don't know if you guys have heard it. The squeaky toy has been going off right outside my office door. So I've been hearing
Rain's pack whining and singing the song of their people.
He's talking. He was rolling on his back, talking to the other dogs to get them to play. That's what he was doing. So if you hear that, I apologize. Hey, my dogs are dicks. All right. Now let me close this out with some. So
Rain's gonna drop some science, yo.
Right. All right. So
science guy.
Because science. All right. So Captain's a big science nerd, but everybody in
he's a big nerd, and he's a big science nerd
and history nerd. It's war history nerd. Sorry, let me get specific. But everyone in my house has some type of mental fuckery, some mental spiciness, if you will. Well, we were talking about a bunch of shit going on with, quite honestly, not just in our home, but in our circle. And why it's called chasing the dopamine is because you have to do something to trigger the dopamine to be released, the dopamine and serotonin. You have to do something, which means you can't be a lazy fuck and get these chemicals to be released in your head. But the sad ones are fucking you don't have to do shit, and you're just like, I'm lazy, I'm sad. So depression is your brain being a lazy fuck.
Yeah, I actually had a moment during that slump where I was like, okay, I've done the moving, I've done the drinking of the waters, I've done the sunlight, make with the happy chemicals.
Mm-hmm.
And it did not. It said, fuck you, Raven.
You know, and one little tip that actually came from Captain is,
go figure,
is is when you are finding it hard to do anything or feel like you're doing anything right, find a task, a simple, seemingly insignificant task that you can do that takes on a normal day little to no effort, but depression funk, it takes some effort, but do that simple task. Just do that. And that way, at the end of the day, even if fuck all else has gone right, you can look back and say, you know what?
You did that one thing.
I fucking put on deodorant today. So I at least masked the smell of my BO. Good job. Don't do that though. That's kind of nasty. But because it's like
Captain's
flowery
go-to.
poo. That's not okay. You need like Febreze.
All comes back to poo. All right. And this isn't from Captain, but this is something that Captain tries to instill in the girls and when I'm in a funk and yada yada yada. Make the fucking bed when you get up. Make your bed.
Yep.
You don't have to do it like when I was a kid and had an actual bedspread. You can just fling the covers up and make it look made.
So when I started coming out of my funk, I'm gonna be real with you for I'm gonna be Harley for a minute. Self-care usually goes the way of the dodo when depression really takes over. Okay. And so getting into the shower is sometimes one of those monumental tasks. Once you're in there, you're like, oh my God, I feel the filth washing away. But getting your ass out of the bed to go and do it feels like it's going to take a year's worth of work. Okay. But that was
it's like the thought of me going running.
Anyway, I don't run. So, but anyway, once I started breaking the routine, breaking the habit, and working on coming out of my funk, I was like, Harley needs some grooming. So I did.
Captain actually had me check and see if she got her nails done the day she said she was going to get her nails done after he had called her one time.
Yep. So I did some grooming, and Joker came home, and I was a little proud. I was like, look, guess what I did? I did da 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 da. And I did some lady scaping, all right? And I was like, yeah, I took care of the jungle too. And he was like, yeah, I know. You could left the clippers out. I was like, oh, my bad. And he goes, but he was like, but I'm glad you did it. I was like, yeah, I gave that shit a high and tight.
No, it's
back to Diner.
Apparently we're going from always going back to poo to always going back to Giner.
I gotta spice it up. First it was poo.
You do.
It was poo and birth. Now it's Giner. I am finding a theme of the general region of anatomy, but you never know which hole you're gonna get. So good luck. To spice
and on that happy note, ladies, gents, and everything in between, reach out,
kind to yourself,
take care of your butthole because it gets stinky, and yeah.
Ew, I just think
Drink
of
your
crusty
water.
buttholes. Oh, that's gross. Oh, we love you so much. Get some wet wipes.
Oh, dear God. Guys, hit us up on our socials. MoC Media, LLC. TX.com. I think that's the right email. I haven't said it in a while.
MoCmediatx.com.
Yeah, I did say it right. Woohoo, go me.
And you said it wrong. There is no LLC in the web address.
Oh, yeah, that's fair enough. Okay, fine. I said it wrong. Ignore me.
I do.
We're on most Yeah, she does. Hence me trying to get her to get moving. Last time she was here, it's like I need to like just get a cattle prod. Just yeet.
Oh, you want to use my taser?
No.
Yeah, your weak
Which
ass
we'll
taser.
talk about in another episode.
Weak ass taser. But hit us up on the socials: Facebook, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We are there. And have a great week.
And the YouTubes.
Quick
The YouTubes.
quick postscript additive addition. My comment earlier about sending me nasty pictures of nasty things, that is not an invitation. Okay? Please.
I don't need to see that.
I might come back. I might come back with like just black holes where my eyes were if I have to get those pictures. Okay? Love you.
So
I want to keep
stay
my
tuned
eye.
for more episodes featuring tasers and skunks and black hole eyes.
And buttholes and giners.
Yes. And lots
and
more
obnoxious
chaos.
and obnoxious fucking dogs. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.